I wanted to quickly go over the TUG. I've had a couple emails and people wanting some clarification on that. So in your critical thinking folder, this assignment is two parts. First, there's the TUG, and that's just a TUG sheet where you pick a controversial earth science topic. You can pick one that I recommended, or you can pick one that you like. It just needs to be a yes/no question, and it needs to have some specifics with it. You know, not will climate change affect Indiana corn production, but rather something specific like in the next 10 years. And it needs to be a yes/no question. So first you're going to fill out the TUG sheet, and then that's due tonight. I will accept a late TUG sheet, so no worries there. So if you can just get that to me, you know, maybe by Monday, that would be fabulous. There's a blank TUG sheet, and then I went ahead and made one in PowerPoint for you. Just so you could fill each of the parts out. Now on campus we do this as a team effort, but with everyone's work schedule and the different things going on, I'm just letting you do it individually. So in PowerPoint, the ethical question's your topic. So will Indiana corn production be affected by climate change in the next 10 years? You'd put the topic there. Why is it important? And here I'm looking for, you know, things like food, grain for animals, you know, that type of thing, or, you know, it affects human life or it affects property. Then it's either going to have a pro viewpoint or a con. It's either going to be yes, you think it will, or no, you think it won't. And then there's the shades of gray. Well, yes, it will, but it may in fact be precipitation that has more of an effect than actual temperature. Or yes, it may have an effect, but it's going to have more effects on corn than it would wheat or soybean and that type of thing. And there's actually a Purdue report out on climate change and how it will affect farming in Indiana, so you can Google and probably find that. And you're going to probably want to get some facts off of the internet in regards to this. So then just pick out the most important of the 9 key questions for your topic, and this is probably more relevant for questions 4 through 9 maybe. And what I'm talking about there is just download your 9 questions and then just pick out one that you think is important in regards to your topic. So for example, 4 is always a good one. You know, what factual data, or describe at least one viewpoint that's different than yours, or how do different contexts, like where you're from, like if you're from a farming community or rural or urban, how's that influence your viewpoint? So just pick one of those and then give the most important one that you think is relative to your topic. And then on page 2, provide the relevant facts, and again, that would be what you've kind of learned on the internet, that, you know, what facts are there that climate change would affect Indiana corn production or would not. What's still yet to remain, you know, found out, or that needs to be known. You know, like what do they really think the temperature is going to change by, you know, in the next 10 years. Then down here, there've got to be stakeholders in this, and stakeholders is a gambling term. You come up to the craps table. I don't gamble, my nephew does, but when you come up to the craps table, it's not just you. You know, you may put down $1,000, but it may be, you know, you have a friend and they were going to borrow some money, your significant other. Maybe they wanted to go out and have a nice dinner. There's a video on the craps table, and the owner of the casino, he's a stakeholder because he's watching to make sure the guy doesn't give all of his money away, and then the dealer's also a stakeholder. But in any of these controversial roles, stakeholders are kind of a buzzword. You'll continue to hear it. So it's anybody that's affected by this decision, somebody that's got a game in the hunt. And so the stakeholders in Indiana corn would be the farmers and their role in the ethical dilemma, and there are text boxes there that you can fill out. I've got those text boxes inserted, but their role is that it's their business, their livelihood. One key question response. I would just go back and use the most important of the key question, and then you would ask the farmer that question, and then what would their response be? And again, there should be a text box there, and if not, you can just do an insert text box, and then you can drag it if there's not already a text box for you to fill in. And there are 4 stakeholders, so you want to go ahead and fill out all 4 boxes. And then responses to the most important of the 9 key questions. That's just really referring back to this. You can just pick out the response to that 1 key question response that you had there. Actually, I think that kind of creates some confusion. So you really don't need to do that. You just need to put 1 key question and their response to that same one over here, and then you'll be fine. Because I just created this just for your class. So that should do it. I'm going to save that in the download, and I'll replace that file. So if you've got any questions, make sure you email me, and then when you get that filled out, you just submit that right here. And I've already had several submissions. And in the submission, if you're doing a Google Doc, you could go ahead and just put the link right here. If you've got the URL or the web address, and then I could just tap that to go to it, because you can't save a Google Doc in Blackboard. But that should do it. And then later in the semester, our Submit 9 questions are due on that same topic, and that will require 2 scientific papers that we can get from the library, so that's not a big deal, and it's not due here for a little bit. So just wanted to give you just a background on how to be successful on this critical thinking TUG exercise.